Yo, what's up guys? So in today's video, we're going to be figuring out how to take out the Dungeon Guardian. So as you guys know, the Dungeon Guardian has an insane amount of health and does an insane amount of damage, and is just overall one of the most difficult enemies to take out. But today I want to figure out an easy way, by all measures possible, to take this guy out and not have to build some elaborate trap or rail system to end up defeating this guy. I want to see if I can do it easily and do it through some traditional methods. So let's jump right into this. Alright guys, so the first idea I have is actually a method that my friends and I would use way back in the iPad days of Terraria. So essentially what we would do is we would equip full turtle armor and just run straight at the Dungeon Guardians. And so what would happen is, because the turtle armor deals double damage back to the attacker, you could actually just take out the Dungeon Guardian based on his own damage dealt to you, and that being scaled up by 2. And so, I have my doubts that this is still possible, and I've heard some whispers, but we're gonna see if this is possible. So first things first, right now I have full beetle armor, but I do not have turtle armor. Yeah, I guess we're gonna have to go find some turtles. So to the jungle we go. Alright, so now that we're here in the jungle, all we need to do is acquire 3 turtle shells, and I know I have some chlorophyte bars back in the base that we can combine to make a full set of turtle armor. So let's jump right into it. Alright, so I've honestly really struck out. I have had little luck finding turtles, but I actually thought of a better idea. I'm thinking I could actually use the beetle armor I have right now. If I throw it in the shimmer, maybe I can turn it back into turtle armor. Really hoping that works, so let's head to the shimmer. Alright, now that we're here in the shimmer, let's see if this works. We'll go ahead and throw our helmet in here. Alright, nice. Okay, perfect. Well then, here we go. We can just easily obtain some turtle armor here and get on our merry way. Alright, well now we are off to the dungeon to test this out. Alright, so now that we are at the dungeon here with our full set of turtle armor, it's going to be dealing double damage back to the Dungeon Guardian. Let's just run right in and see what happens. Alright, so unfortunately that time it didn't work. And in the past I remember it didn't always work, but hopefully this time we can get it to work here. Okay, so yeah, it didn't work again. Let's take a look at what actually happened here. So it looks like we only dealt 1 to 2 damage. Alright, so honestly, I'm not too surprised. It looks like they have patched this method and made it to where you can only deal a couple damage back to the Dungeon Guardian with turtle armor, which is unfortunate, but we're still going to look for another way to defeat this guy. Alright, so I actually came up with a new idea. So I'm wondering if I could actually just outright outrun the Dungeon Guardian. And I know he's insanely fast, so I honestly have my doubts, but I'm wondering if I could just dig a hole straight down to where he's triggered and then just fly up super quickly with my wings. I have some pillar wings, and so I'm hoping that would be fast enough to outrun him. But yeah, we're just going to have to give it a try. Alright, so big news. I actually did figure out I could outrun the Dungeon Guardian just with my mount, actually. And I didn't get it recorded. I wasn't recording, but we're going to try it again. And I had to move my hull a little over to the right so that it was in line with the interior of the dungeon. But yeah, let's try this again and see if we can get that to work again. Alright, so here we are. So yeah, basically I just went straight down until I hit the bottom of this little hole here, and triggered the... Okay, well, we're gonna have to try that again. Alright, so here we are again for take 2. So yeah, basically I just come down here and get his attention. Alright, yeah, so right here, as you can see, I'm actually outrunning the Dungeon Guardian, which I honestly had no idea this was even possible. But here we go, yeah. And see, I'm only dealing 1 to 2 damage per hit, but because I'm using my Zenith, I'm getting a lot of hits in. And I ended up trying my Terrarian too, but the Zenith was really working out good for me. And as you can see, we're whittling away at his health slowly but surely. And so I guess you kind of just need a weapon that's capable of dealing a lot of rapid hits. But yeah, here we go. Honestly, there were a few close calls where I was turning or I almost hit a tree. But other than that, it just took a few minutes kind of whittling away at his health. And so yeah, this is the Dungeon Guardian battle that ensued. So as you can see here, I'm able to successfully defeat the Dungeon Guardian. And this just took about 5 minutes, but yeah, here we go. I was able to get the Dungeon Guardian's pet, the Bone Key, to drop, which is 100% drop chance, so you should get this whenever you defeat your Dungeon Guardian. And here I also equipped some phase dye, which I think looks super cool on this pet. And yeah, overall, as long as you have a good mount or some good wings capable of outrunning the Dungeon Guardian, as well as an item that can deal rapid damage, you should be good. And you'll definitely need some late game items, but totally realistic and a nice little challenge if you're bored in the late game. So that just about wraps up this video, and honestly, I'm pretty surprised at how easy that was. I thought I was going to have to try a lot of different methods, but yeah, it really just goes to show that as long as you have some good in-game items, you're totally capable of defeating this guy, and really anyone can try this challenge out themselves. But yeah, thank you all so much for watching. If you did make it to the end of this video, I really appreciate it. This is my first Terraria video. And so if you have any feedback or suggestions, please leave it in the comments below. And if you did like this video, consider subscribing and liking the video. I would really appreciate that. And I hope to see you on the next one.